So let's move on to the next bit, which is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who has recently revealed in an Instagram video yesterday that she is a sexual assault survivor, which was news, apparently. Everyone has to talk about this now. We didn't get very many details from her.
Did you file it with the police?
Not to my knowledge. She went to Instagram with it. She'd never mentioned it before. She says she hasn't told many people either. So anyway, this is a credible story, and she's the real victim here. The obviously truthful, Right Honourable Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has established that she was the victim. And this, incidentally, was this case of sexual assault was something that she managed to tie to Ted Cruz. So, I mean...
Wait, how? Was he in the room?
No. He is using the tactics of abusers, according to her. Yeah, it's very, very interesting, to be honest. But anyway, she in this live stream, she was like, "I'm a survivor of sexual assault," and she, as reported by ABC, she appeared to be holding back tears. Like, yes, she did appear to be holding back tears, didn't she? There's lots of appearances going on. And it's very interesting how the reason that she's telling anyone any of this, right, it's not because this is some like new emotional revelation or impulse. It's because she wanted to politicize this. This is a direct political attack.
The entire past week she's been gunning for Ted Cruz.
Completely. Everything that she does is a political attack at someone, and in this case Ted Cruz, presumably because Ted Cruz committed the high crime of agreeing with her on the Wall Street stuff. So, you know,
he called her out essentially.
Yeah.
So for anyone who doesn't know, she responded to the whole GameStop story saying it was ridiculous they were being stopped from trading, and then she was trying to gin up support, and Ted Cruz was like, "I agree, we should work together." And then she got...
You nearly got me killed.
And then she was
You're
like,
a rapist.
Let's change the subject. All of a sudden, I'm not interested in
it's
tackling
even
Wall
worse.
Street.
It's not even that. It's not even just we're going to change the subject. It's we're going to make the subject about me and how I hate you. And it's just like, okay, that's really productive, Alexandria. Thank you.
But I don't want to labor the point, but it's the mask-off moment for me that she doesn't actually care about the market. She doesn't care about Wall Street. No. She doesn't care about corruption. Like, these people are complete controlled opposition fakes to me.
Well, she's part of the Democratic Party. Like, there we go, But anyway, so she basically accused members of the GOP, as in Ted Cruz, of using the tactics of abusers, and said that she hid behind the bathroom door in her office during the riots, showing real leadership there. That's what real leaders do. They hide behind the bathroom door when confronted with angry protesters. That's what they do. She's a leader. She spoke on Instagram to 150,000 live viewers out of her total 8.7 million followers, saying, "I'm a survivor of sexual assault, and I haven't told many people that in my life, but when we go through trauma compounds on each other." She described being terrified for her life during the storming of the Capitol, and said that the Republican politicians need to be held accountable, and accused members of the GOP of using these tactics by encouraging the rioters. And she says this quote, "I'm not going to let it happen to me again. It's not going to happen." Okay. Right, okay, Alexandria. Of course, she goes on and says, "The reason I'm getting emotional is because these folks who tell us to move on, that it's not a big deal, that we should forget what's happened, or even telling us to apologize, these are the same tactics as abusers." Right, so Ted Cruz is basically a sexual abuser, according to AOC. Look at that smile. That's the face of someone who's in the grip of severe emotional trauma.
I mean, I want to be...
It's not the face of a woman who is creating parasocial relationships with a bunch of dependent, needy beta simps, right? No, she's not posing as their fictional online girlfriend when she's smiling into the camera like that with her hand on her chin and she's like, no. That's not what's happening. This is a woman who's traumatized. Trauma compounds trauma. We take her words seriously and literally. That's what trauma looks like. Completely. Anyway.
We've got to believe her, haven't we?
Yeah, we've got no choice. We believe women. We respect women. We believe women. And when women are being clearly honest and open, like AOC is, we take their word for it. I mean, let's watch this. Let's watch this clip.
These people are just trying to tell us it's not a big deal, and they're trying to say you're making too big a deal over it. Or my favorite. This past week, Ted Cruz and now Representatives Chip Roy, and oh, by the way, some of the other representatives who actually encouraged people to threaten members of Congress or tweeted out the location of the speaker are now telling me to apologize for saying and speaking truth to what happened. These are the tactics of abusers, or rather, these are the tactics that abusers use. And so when I see this happen, how I feel and how I felt was not again.
There we go. Just not again. Never again. I'm not even going to go any further with that analogy. Anyway, so I find this really interesting. The speaking truth to the situation, or however she framed it, it's like, what you mean is just projecting your emotions onto things. Your astounding bravery of hiding in the bathroom. Again, like, I just have to say, like, if I were the Republicans shouldn't have left either, right? They should have held the floor and engaged with the protesters. They should have spoken to the protesters. Running away looks pathetic and cowardly and definitely shows a complete lack of leadership on all sides. I know you might disagree, and I'm fine with that, but I think it's deeply uncourageous to have done that.
In an ideal situation, I might agree, but you have to look at the reality of what it's like to be in the Congress and to not know what the situation is. Like, if these people are just told that there's a group trying to storm the Capitol, you have to leave. Like, I know that they didn't
Cowards.
I know that they didn't have weapons. There was no evidence. But if you are inside, you do not know that, and then this is taking place.
This just speaks to the complete air of illegitimacy that surrounds what they are doing generally, the politicians as a whole. If they are so distrusting of goodwill from the public, then, like, you shouldn't be doing what you're doing. You know, you don't have legitimacy if you honestly are so afraid that the public are going to break in and lynch you. Then there are some serious questions to be answered there.
Well, there
right?
could be a lone terrorist with the group. That is unreasonable.
There could
so
be.
That's why I'm saying, like, if you were to take it as a whole and now know what we know, you could make that argument.
Sure.
But in this moment at the time, I have to agree that the correct security procedure is to leave.
If you are in that way inclined, yes. But if you're not, then no.
But I do find
that was a good rebuttal, wasn't it?
I do find her remedition of it obviously farcical.
Yeah, obviously.
Like, the Republican version is, well, we were told to leave, so we left, and then you come back, right?
I love the way that it's like someone tweeted out her location. What, the Capitol? Okay,
guys, she's in Washington right now.
Yeah, exactly. I've been doxxed.
Like, you were literally on C-SPAN 30 minutes ago. Right?
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, so AOC obviously is going to hold this victim card and double down. But the thing is, why is she so bothered by these Capitol riots? And I don't think it's just that, it was scary and unexpected, right? I think she knows that she has been highly aggressive and provocative in her politics. And I think she's been destructive to the civil fabric of US politics. And this is what we've obviously seen here, with her accusing Ted Cruz of essentially being a gaslighting rapist, and of course accusing him of trying to get her killed and various other things. And we'll go through some of her other...
She can't just say, I disagree, I think the election was won fairly and you're trying to overturn it is wrong or something like this.
You're a bad person.
She can't just do that. She just has to say that he's trying to murder me. Also, he's probably like my rapist.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, Jesus Christ, calm down.
God, unity and, polite politics are certainly back in the room, aren't they?
The only thing we have on Ted Cruz at the moment is that he's a serial killer. Just kidding, Ted. I really appreciate your work.
I love how he loves the Zodiac Killer meme as well.
Yeah, exactly. He plays into it. Yeah, it's hilarious. But this is the thing, right? I think that she actually has a mens rea, a guilty mind. And I think that she knows that she has been responsible for quite a lot of trouble. And I think that she thinks when these things are happening, that the reason I would be interested in engaging forthright, like when we were on the MEP campaign, right? Whenever the leftists came at me, I didn't think that anyone was going to stab me or anything. I thought they were angry at me and they wanted to debate me, and so I was quite happy to walk forward and debate with them, engage with them on whatever issue they wanted to bring to me, right? But I don't think that she thinks that she is doing that. I don't think that she thinks she's being a good faith actor, that she's approaching the opposition, the sort of rural working poor, in a good faith way.
She knows that. She is there to conquer, not to persuade.
Exactly. She's there to conquer. And so when it appears, oh God, there's some kind of uprising, she's like, oh God, I'm going to die. It's like, why? Because if you were in their position, that's what you'd be doing, because you know your own intentions going into the thing. And so you're projecting that, assuming onto them, and then it's coming back at you. So anyway, that's my view on that. But her staffer has obviously corroborated her story, which is very, very persuasive. AOC and a person that AOC pays have both come out and said the same thing. Well, that's got to be true then.
That would stand up in court.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, right?
AOC has fact-checked herself, and AOC is right.
Exactly. That's exactly what this is, right? But according to her staffer, AOC was opening up doors, and I was like, can I help you? What are you looking for? And she said, I'm looking for places to hide. That's real leadership right there, I tell you. I'm really impressed. Real leaders look for places to hide and throw their staffers under the bus. Like, hey, you don't need a place to hide.
Like
I need
she's
a
in a
place to
bunker.
hide.
Swap with me.
Yeah, exactly. That's almost exactly what happens, right? So she says,
I'm kicking you out of the bunker.
yeah, that's basically it. Right? I'm looking for places to hide. AOC 2021. Two memories of that, really, especially as a mum, I think were just especially powerful to me. When I said, I'm a mum, don't worry, I've got everything I need. We can live for a month like this in this office, as if AOC is going to be enduring a month-long siege in her own office or something. What a ridiculous statement. Right, again, how extreme is your thought process to think, oh God, some protesters have broken into the Capitol, we're going to be here for a while. You know, barricade up the doors, like, let's collect the weapons, collect the food, and we'll just see if we can hold them off. Like, come on.
Crack out the soup cans.
Exactly. But AOC apparently replied to this saying, I just hope I get to be a mum. I hope I don't die today. It's like, okay. All right.
This is all coming from her staffer. This is
all coming from her staffer. Although what I guess she thinks is impressive and praiseworthy statements, and it's like, right, okay, it's seemed to be over-egging it, in my opinion. The second thing was that she was wearing heels and I was wearing flats, and I remember her saying to me, I knew I shouldn't have worn heels. How am I supposed to run? Yeah, anything. The only important person here is AOC, right? Like, literally under the bus.
Did she swap her shoes?
We found her a pair of sneakers to wear from one of my staffers so that she could run if she needed to literally run for her life.
Because again, it's like the bunker meme, where it's just like, you've got better shoes, give me them.
Yeah, I might need to run. Oh, well, then you're in trouble, I guess.
What about me?
You're the model. You won't take my high heels. like, it's just like, what a hero, what a leader, showing the way.
That is embarrassing.
By throwing everyone under the bus and hiding in the bathroom.
Yeah. Like, I can agree with leaving, as my point about procedure, but the point about, like, just openly throwing your staff under the bus twice now. Yeah.
Yeah, not a good look, in my opinion. Looks rather self-centered. Again, like, you're the most important thing in the room. I mean, you do keep making everything about yourself, Miss Cortez.
You're meant to be protecting your boys. Well, girls in this case.
Well, yeah, in this case, yeah. But no, that's how it works. But yeah, anyway, what I wanted to just go on about is, like, I think that she knows that she is a radicalizing force because she is essentially a merchant of extremism. Fox News did a great article covering just some of the most extreme things that she said. And, like, she really is a lunatic. I mean, you can begin with her labeling the migrant centers as concentration camps. Now, Fox have called these Trump's ones, and it's like, well, no, these were set up by Obama, and Trump actually didn't really change anything. Well, he changed a few things, but anyway.
Are the kids still in cages right now?
Yes. So they're Joe Biden's kids in cages now.
But they're not on TV.
But they're not on TV, so we don't worry about it. AOC has dropped that because it's no longer useful in a partisan way to attack the Republicans with, so why would I bring it up? By the way, I'm also throwing more staffers under the bus.
But my staffers in cages as well.
Yeah, exactly. She said the fact that the concentration camps are now institutionalized practice in the land of the free is extraordinarily disturbing. Never again means something. We need to do something about it. It's like, okay. And obviously various people came out and condemned this. But she followed up and said that the border agents are caging children and injecting them with drugs. She literally said, she was arguing with someone and said, at least I'm not trying to cage children at the border and inject them with drugs. That's not a mistake. That's a deliberate policy to attack people based on their national origin. That's not a mistake. That's just hatred. That's just cruelty. That's just wrong. And what it was, apparently kids were forced to take psychotropic medication. It's like, okay, but I mean,
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't know, and I don't care, right?
I'm not sure I even take her word for it.
No, I don't take
Like, is this when she went down there and did the whole crying in front of a fence as well?
Yes, the fake crying in front of the fence.
It turned out to just be a parking lot.
Yes, and it was empty.
When does the terrorist?
But it was a
attack
great
into this?
photo opportunity with the cameras around her. But yeah, so the point is, she's a massive radicalizing factor, and this led to the attack on the ICE facility, which we've talked about many times. But it's just worth noting that the guy who did it wrote a manifesto,
And in the manifesto, he mentions it.
he doesn't just mention it; he mentions the term concentration camps 4 times, and obviously being corporate for profit, which they're not. The government runs. I don't know, but
He was a member of Antifa, so
he said,
crazy guy
"I'm
anyway."
100% Antifa." Obviously, he's mimicking her rhetoric. She's the one who brought the term concentration camp into the dialogue. She is obviously, by any standard the left would use regarding incitement, guilty of incitement of this. And the man died because he got shot after firebombing the location.
He threw the firebomb, set fire to the place, and then was stood there with a rifle, and the cops came out and shot him.
Yeah.
Because he was about to then shoot them.
Yes.
And they managed to put out the fire that would have killed people.
Yes. So she, an extremist, managed to get another extremist killed in an act of terrorism.
Well, this is the thing. I don't blame. I don't think you can pin it on her by a actual standard of incitement.
No, but by her standard of
reasonable.
incitement.
But by
If Ted
her
Cruz
standard
is a
of-
rapist...
Yeah, by her standard of incitement.
Like, sorry.
She's completely screwed. She incited this terrorist attack that got a man killed.
Yes. And this is, again, not the end of the extreme statement she's made.
No, there is actually another terrorist attack where this is also mentioned.
Oh, yeah.
The concentration camp term. It's in Andy No's book, which
Right, okay, yeah.
interview is going up at 2:30. Little plug, but you should definitely read it. And again, that guy also got killed. So that's not just one. That's 2.
So AOC now has a body count of 2, which is yikes. But yeah, this is by far the first radical thing she said, and we've just got a few to go through because why not? Fox has listed a few. Back when she first got elected, she said the world was going to end in 12 years because of climate change.
Yeah.
Good news. That's not apocalyptic or anything.
That's been dropped now as well.
Yeah.
Like, she backtracked on it, being like, "Oh no, I didn't mean 12," even though you said 12.
Yeah, and
Now it's not mentioned at all.
Yeah, she completely reversed her position on that because it turned out that was just a lie that she couldn't get away with. Another lie that she couldn't get away with was Amazon paying its workers starvation wages. Now, I'm hardly one to enjoy defending Amazon, but she was like, "Oh, look at this. Bezos is able to make billions because he pays his workers starvation wages," and Amazon had to come out and go, "We pay $15 an hour minimum, which is what you want as the minimum wage. Why are you doing this, you lunatic?" She
Probably pay more than her, minimum wage staff get paid.
Yeah, I'd be very interested to know.
Yeah.
She also, for some reason, said cauliflower was an outgrowth of colonialism, which I guess. I mean, she was.
Sure, why not?
Well, yeah. I actually looked.
Let's run with this. See
I
where
actually
this
looked
goes.
into this at the time when it happened, and basically she was in like New York or something, and she was doing a garden, and she was like, "Why don't we have yucca plants in it instead?" It's because yucca plants grow in the desert. That's why. Cauliflower grows at northern latitudes. Yucca plants don't. End of conversation. It's not about colonialism. It's about nature. It's about environment. And the world isn't going to end in 12 years, you lunatic. And also, she has her theories as to why the GOP hates her. She says, the reason Republicans hate me so much is because I confront them directly on their lack of moral grounding on so many issues. And not just that, the real reason they're so upset and acting like the girl in The Exorcist, like they're vomiting pea soup, is like them and negativity, which is not a very coherent statement, but okay.
Not many of her are.
No. Well, I mean, no, that's not fair. Like, she makes coherent statements, just they're often lies or ridiculous. But they're still coherent, as in an English sentence, right?
I have problems with coherency, and I would disagree.
And I look down on her with scorn.
Yeah, even I'm
No, her language skills are fine, really. Normally, but the thing I love about it is it's like that's not why Republicans hate her. Republicans hate her because she consistently seems to demonize and hate them at every opportunity, and that's even when they're trying to support her. It's like, okay, you appear to have come in to the conversation with the Republicans with an explicitly adversarial will. Nothing a Republican can do is right. Everything they do is wrong. They're also murderers and rapists. Any further questions on the dialogue that AOC wants to have with the Republicans? Oh, why do the Republicans hate me? Yeah, I wonder why. Anyway, so this next clip is the clip that she put up on her own Facebook page. And again, just let's just watch it. I just can't get over it.
I open the door when all of a sudden I hear that whoever was trying to get inside got into my office.
Dun, dun, dun.
And then I realized that it's too late.
My shoes were still in there.
It's too late for me to get into the closet. And
Too
so
late for me to hide.
I go back in and I hide back in the bathroom behind the door. And then I just start to hear these yells of, "Where is she? Where is she?" And I just thought to myself, they got inside. And so I hide behind my door like this. Like I'm here, and the bathroom door starts going like this. Like the bathroom door is behind me, or rather in front of me, and I'm like this, and the door hinges right here. And I just hear, "Where is she? Where is she?" And this was the moment where I thought everything was over.
MAGA Jason Voorhees was stalking through her bathroom.
Yeah, I have a difficult time believing that's
Yeah.
true rendition.
BS is my opinion of this, but I do believe that she acted like a coward and showed no leadership whatsoever. I believe that part of the story.
Well, I love it that was from her staffer, like trying to make her look
I'm
good.
from her. You know, I was trying to hide in a closet, but I couldn't. It was too late. I had to hide in the bathroom behind the door. Oh,
The shoes.
yeah, okay.
Sorry.
Just in case I had to run away like a leader.
What about me? You got the heels.
But this is clearly an overreaction to what happened, in my opinion. I think she is totally milking this. They had security guards. They had armed security guards with them. Like when they're told to leave, they weren't just like, "Great, you're on your own. Yeah. Good luck." No, they had Secret Service detail. They have all these security guards. Like no.
It turns out the guy shouting, "Where is she?" with the security guards.
Yeah, exactly. How did she know they weren't? Right. But this is the thing, we wouldn't accept this kind of fear-mongering from someone like Brett Kavanaugh, right? Because when he was being confirmed as a judge, a Supreme Court judge, like the leftists stormed the Capitol during his appointment. They occupied a bunch of buildings. Hundreds of them were arrested. You know, he didn't get any kind of sympathy, or he didn't play the victim, or didn't get to play the victim, and we wouldn't have accepted it from him if he had, because it wasn't the chaos. It wasn't like you know, a Scream movie, you know, scary movie style scenario. And bull, I don't believe it. But you notice how he is effectively like pretending to be like the lost, scared woman in the horror movie, and it's like, dude, you are one of the biggest instigators of like hatred and agitation and terrorism in American politics right now. You know, you're not like the little scared girl victim. Sorry, you're the one causing these things.
You know, why does she do it? That's the point. It's
an effective tactic.
But the reason Brett Kavanaugh doesn't do it is because he wouldn't really gain anything from it. Like, she wants to up the tension and up the temperature endlessly.
Yep.
Like, you can see Trump trying to bring it down, saying, you know, go home, all the rest of it.
We'll march peacefully to the Capitol.
Yeah, so on and so forth.
What an inciting Nazi.
And, you know, there's a place for, you know, upping the temperature to make a point about something.
Sure.
But when you've already got 2 terrorist attacks under your belt, the country's on a knife's edge, and you just keep going.
Yeah, maybe it's time to rewind it back a bit.
Pretty telling, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.